Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Design. I am back with my half classic planner by the Happy Planner, and this is the one that I use for meal planning and orders that are coming and things like that. So I'm just going to hop in here. I've got this little stickers that I love this because it's got fruit on it and plants, and if any of you are keeping up with me on Instagram, I'm posting pictures of the garden and how it's going and just different projects I've been working on in the house. So, and I got this on clearance at Michael's. It says it was $4.19. That's not right. And then I bought it for $2.93. I think this was in a clearance bin, and I think it was even cheaper. But anyways, I've been out of pocket for the last week. And first off, I want to say thank you to everyone who reached out, messaged me. I just can't thank you enough. Y'all are so kind. I am fine. As many of you know on this channel, I struggle with autoimmune issues. And I had a flare-up of an autoimmune issue. And I knew at that point, since we still can't get in to see a doctor to get the blood test to confirm whether we had COVID-19 or not, it's really pray for us. It has been a real struggle because we have our kids that want us to come and stay with them, and friends. Like, I had a friend invite me to dinner tonight, my husband and I to dinner tonight, and I mean, I didn't even want to say, well, we haven't even seen our kids, except for it's 6 feet, so, and it's such a rare thing. She invites us like maybe once a year, so it's just like, oh, okay, God. So we're really trying to do what we've been told I have to do, but I'm not going to lie, it's really hard sometimes because here in Texas, people are getting out. We know that New Jersey, New York, you're not yet, and we are really praying for y'all. We have friends and family up there. Also, we know in other areas, y'all are going through very similar, more strict stay at home. In Texas, it kind of opened up. Not completely. We're not completely open, but things that were closed opened up for the weekend. And we understand economically how much that needs to be done, and we totally understand that. My husband is a financial guy. That's all he's talked about, is how devastating this is on our nation and our world economy. And but we also don't want people to get sick. So, yeah, and that's just kind of where that goes. And I know there's a lot of debate and a lot of struggle with this, and I just don't want to offend anybody or get into it, to be honest. I just want to just state that do what you need to do and be safe. Okay, that's the main thing. So, all right, and the interesting thing is, even though my husband wants all this to open up, he's not real anxious to go out and do things right now. So there's times he'll say, hey, let's go through a drive-thru, and I'll kind of look at him and he'll say, okay, because we have literally he'll go out in a mask and at times gloves, and he'll have a set of clothes on. Then he'll take that set off because when he comes home, he'll take it off, and then he'll wash up real good, and then he'll work whatever he has to do on the property, and then when he comes in, then he does a complete shower off. If I go out, I am in my car. I never get outside the car. I never interact with anyone except for like through the window. If I'm picking up an order at Walmart, they put it in the way back of my car, or at the grocery store. And I've gotten out at 2 stores outside. One was at a nursery about a month ago, and there was nobody there but the workers and me, and I definitely kept the distance. And I was picking out a few plants, and then but I immediately got back in the car when it looked like one of the workers just wasn't quite social distancing. And so and then I got out at Tractor Supply, and nobody was around, and I looked at the plants outside, but I've not gone in a store since March. And so we're waiting for my doctor. We need him to either tell us he's going to run the blood test or give us the name of somebody who will. And because our son's birthday is coming up, and he really wants us to come. They've been working really hard on their home. I mean, he is so sweet. He's like, I don't want to push you, but my husband's like, we have to go. And so, and then our daughter and son-in-law want us to come, but our daughter is like, you need to just come. It doesn't matter. And at this point, we do know it matters. Having been sick, we would never want to get sick again with that, or I would never want to. My husband had a much more mild case, and but I don't wish that on anybody, ever, ever, ever. So All right. So that's where I was last week. The autoimmune flared up, and I really felt pretty badly last week, and I did do a few things like inside the house, and that was it. I mean, I slept a lot, and I just want to thank all of y'all that prayed for me, that sent the sweetest messages in the whole world. I finally figured out how to put a message on the YouTube channel. I thought that was kind of interesting, and but I just want to tell you how much I appreciate everybody's kindness. You guys have just been amazing as always, and we are La Familia, and I just appreciate it. So I have gotten some questions. I will try to get those comments this next week. I have to catch up on work. That's one thing I have to catch up on, and yeah, that's just kind of where we're at. So I'm catching up today. I'm not going to go back and backdate any of those. And I just took up black beans, and every time I look at my nails, I think, oh, they look dirty, but I did clean them, my hands really well. We had a pot of black beans that I had made before, and my daughter, I rinsed them really good, and she's going to make our favorite black bean salad. And I love it. So anyways, I'm super thrilled. And cilantro, we put cilantro in it, and if anybody ever wants that recipe, just message me. It is phenomenal. And cilantro is something that detoxifies, especially metals in your body. So I'm really changing certain things in my diet. There's some things I'm just not changing. I should, but I haven't yet. And then there's some things like I'm really focusing on, like I make homemade yogurt, and I made homemade yogurt cheese, and I'm making, different things. And so pretty soon I'm going to be making what's called a master dough, and then I will make other things off of that. From that will go in my fridge. I have some other mixes I've already made on the counter, and then I also will be making sprouting. I sprout my nuts and seeds, but I don't sprout my and I sprout my beans not long enough, and I just found that out. But I don't sprout my flour, and so I'm going to start sprouting my flour, and I'll be using yogurt, and so it'll make it almost like a sourdough, and things like that, things that are just healthier for our body. And then I secretly know I'm getting a food grinder, or a grain grinder, from my husband and children for Mother's Day. I mean, my husband talked to me about it. So anyways, but hadn't come yet. And hopefully if they get it, then I can start grinding my flour again, and then I can sprout the grains and all that. And I just watched a whole video last night on how, if you use an Omega juicer, which I don't have an Omega, I used to, you can grind the wet sprouted wheat. Once it has started to sprout, you drain it really well and you grind it out, and it literally makes the dough. How easy is that? So anyways, I'm really into the cheap and easy. I'm going to be honest. Anyways, so speaking about food, those are some of the things I'm changing. I'm also changing, like when I'm tired, I'm stopping. I'm not going to keep going, because I think that is what's causing me to have this issue, this flare-up, and I just can't seem to get under control. We've doubled my medication. I've done all the things that they've told me to do, and it's just not happening as quick this time. So I'm better. I am not 100% feeling great, but I'm better, and I'm thankful. So, and I'm doing things like no more caffeine. I'm drinking golden tea in the morning, so that will help with the arthritis and everything. So I'm really, really diligently working. I'm using a royal honey. It's a, what is that? It's honey, royal something, royal bee. Anyways, so I'm using a healthy honey to put in my tea, etc. And I never put honey in my tea. So, anyways, I'm just focusing on those things. Yeah. And today I switched to our kombucha for the first time, and now we have our second ferment going on in the bottom of our pantry, and a new ferment started on top of the fridge, and that's all on my YouTube, so you can see it, and our flowers. And when I ran to the Walmart today, they put the stuff in the back, and it was hot. And then, which makes my issues worse at times. And I told my husband, I said, I was looking at all of our plants, and all my pinto beans are sprouting, and my black beans are sprouting, and my purple hull are coming up, and I'm going to have to go thin them out, and we're going to get all this rain this week, and I don't know whether to go out there now and thin it, or thin it when it's raining, or in between the rain, because we're going to have rain for a week. So I'm still thinking those things through, but I've got all my my other shelf came in, and so we're going to set up the hydroponics. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day, my husband and I will go into the city. He wants to go to a nursery, a special nursery, but I will stay in the car. I'm just going to be the ride-along gal. So, anyways, nothing major has changed except for those things are what are happening. So, all right, now I'm going to get started. I've yapped long enough. So, and I was looking at these, and I'm not really sure what I want. I think I definitely want to go with this, but there's really not any purple in there. Ooh, I do have that, and I have green. Oh, that's the wrong green. So I'm just pulling out some little bitty. I've got part of my stuff moved out of here. Part of it's still here. I know, I'm just behind and everything, and I've got to get some tax prep done for my husband. So, anyways, my daughter found all that today, which I was so thankful for. And, because she had been following a lot of that. So, alright, I think if I'm going to use it, I'm going to use that, but I don't think I'm going to even use it, because I know. And I'm not going to take this out. You would think I would take that out because it doesn't really match, but I'm not going to. Oh, don't you love that? Oh, my son's birthday is coming up, and it's hard to believe he is going to be 27. Oh my goodness, do I feel old or what? So with the recollection, you always get a freebie of, extra goodies, but I'm not going to use it on this. I'll wait and use it on another, spread. So, anyway, so I think I'm just going to lay some hexagons down is my plan, and then I'm going to add in some of these checklists, and I'm going to be good. And these are from Happy Planner, so I'm just using what I have. I am not reinventing the wheel. I am just taking advantage of what I do have. And I was looking at that one, actually. So, okay. Well, I hope you guys have been doing okay. And just know how much I've loved reading your emails and your letters and all kinds of good stuff. And I have genuinely missed being here. I am so happy to be kind of back in the saddle, so to speak, today. Yesterday my husband had overdone the Friday. So yesterday we literally slept in, and they watched all these. There's this Star Wars series. I don't know what the name is, but anyways. And so my youngest daughter and my husband, they watched it, and they had a great time. And I watched YouTube on canning, so get ready to do some serious canning around here. And I got some stuff at the grocery store today to practice canning, because I don't want to use my good produce. I want to practice on, other produce first. And I know that sounds lazy, but I don't, after you've worked so hard on a garden, you don't want to mess it up. So, anyways, but I think I'm going to do it like that. And, but I hope you all are doing okay, and everybody is well, and your families are well. I've had several reach out to me, and just know that you have been in my prayers, and your families have been in my prayers. And I know that some of you have gone through loss, and I'm so sorry. My heart breaks, and I'm so sorry for your loss. And I just want you guys to know that God is with us. He has not forgotten us, and He is guiding our steps, and I'm just thankful for that. And literally in the dark of night when I was not feeling good, I knew who was there for me, and I'm very thankful. And He is there for you too. So do not feel alone. Do not feel forsaken. God is with you. But please, please, please take care. Do what your officials are asking y'all to do in your neck of the woods. For us right now, we are slowly opening lots of things. And actually this weekend they kind of opened up a lot. And we had a soft opening in our communities. So, but, I was at Walmart today, and I was so disappointed. And I'm going to be polite when I say it that way. I was very disappointed. There was a man who was driving a company truck who, at Walmart, you place your order online, and it literally says, do not get out of your car, do not open your window. You just call the number, you tell them what, space you're in, and then open wherever you want the car to be packed out. And the man next to me, bless his heart, I guess, I don't understand, he had a truck, and he literally opened the back door to his truck. It was like a suicide door, like they're the door and a half. The outside door opens like this, and then the back door opens kind of like that. Anyways, it's what my husband calls a suicide door. I know, I'm sorry, it's a terrible name. But anyways, I guess he's not the only one who says that, but anyways. And he stood there and made 2 girls, not one, but 2, touch hands and hand him bags. And they were putting some stuff in the back and some stuff in the front, and I was so sad for this because those girls were so young and they wouldn't tell him no. And I mean, I was on speaker talking to my daughter going, and he was right by my car, and I was going, that is not fair to those girls. I'm very concerned for those girls, and yeah, but I mean, you can't, and I know all the debates on, will you really get sick, will you not? I get it. I totally get it. I do. So this is it. This is all I'm doing. So I do like having like a spot where I put my dinners each day, but instead I want to go with the hexagons because I just thought they were fun. And I've got one of these for my grocery list. So I have made the error of keeping my grocery list. I guess that's upside down. I don't think so. That's weird. Anyways, I'm good with it. I'm going to leave it like this. Making my grocery list on my, like my grocery store or Walmart online, and it's just too easy to push play. And I've made like 3 trips this week, and I just thought, this is silly. I need to stop this. And you overspend. So this is the end of May. We're going to re-inventory what we have, and then starting in June, we're going to go only each payday, which is what I used to always do. So, and I will continue going to Walmart because I can get a lot of my supplements cheaper there than I can on Amazon, though there are some on Amazon that are a phenomenal deal. You just have to price compare. And then, and I don't know if the quality is as good as Walmart. It's a big debate. It really is. So, anyways, and then I get, like my canning jars and then some, odds and ends at Walmart. And I've literally bought like 2 cast iron pans, 3 actually. I bought a skillet to make tortillas, and a tiny cast iron pan, and then a larger one that we didn't have. And all of them I didn't have, and I got phenomenal deals on them at Walmart, or no, our grocery store and Amazon. And then, and I bought a strainer today. And that, just every now and then you get a weird thing that you need for a project, and so you just have to pick it up. And so Walmart has been cheaper, but I always stop and compare because there were like some things that were cheaper, ironically, on Amazon. So, like some of the food items. So, and I have been working on rebuilding our beans, and we purchased additional buckets at Walmart. They were $2.99, food grade quality. They're not quite as big a bucket as I've had in the past, but I don't care. Works fine. And I think they're at least 5-gallon buckets. And I think I've been using 7-gallon, and I didn't know it. And then we got the Gamma Seal lids that help seal it up tight. And I have been rebuilding my pinto beans. And I have a white bean, black-eyed peas, a mayakoba, and a kidney bean. And those are all there. And I'm not going to keep all the white beans. I'm going to keep with the mayakoba. Mayakoba is like a yellow, it's a Mexican type bean, but it is just like a white bean. I literally last night, or night before last, I cooked exactly the same amounts of each kind. The white variety, which was Northern and Navy, and the mayakoba. Cooked them in the same pan using the exact same, or same pans, exact same, like the bouillon, what is that? It's in the jar, it's liquid. Anyways, I can get the vegan version, so I did that. I did the veggie. And then, and I added some garlic that I had made and put up in my freezer, and salt and pepper. That was it. And I did them exactly the same to see was there any difference. The only difference was one was a slight bit more yellow than the other one when they cooked up. So what I'm going to do is take some of my white beans up, because I want to make some Boston baked beans and things like that for my family, with fake bacon and all that good stuff. And then, because we're vegetarian. If you are new to the channel, we're vegetarian. And then I'm going to make a, however many bean mix. So I picked up today at Walmart, I picked up split peas, garbanzo beans. I have some garbanzo beans, but I picked up some more. And then, I'm going to mix in some of my kidney beans and just a little bit of everything, my black beans, my pinto beans, my mayacoba, and I'm going to make and lentils. Look at a big jar of lentils I'm going to put in there. I just wanted a, 9 bean or 15 bean, whatever I can get it up to, soup mix. And my family really loves that, and I can't find the packaged ones. I was able to get, I think, one package today, and I will take it, follow what they're doing, and then they have a little vegetarian packet of spices in it, and I'm going to try to figure out how to do the healthier version of that. So, but we're eating a lot of beans, and eating last night, because everybody slept so long, I made fake bacon and it was really healthy gravy and biscuits. And so, and I'm trying to get to a point where the biscuits are better because I'm using sprouted wheat and all that good stuff. So, it's a journey. It's not a destination, and it's an ongoing journey. And, it's all good. So I want to sit down. Since I'm focusing heavily on those things, I want to sit down and really plan out this week. Now, starting Saturday and Sunday, all my subscribe and save starts coming. So I've cut that way back too, since we can go and drive and pick up at our grocery store and at Walmart. And Walmart is 2 towns over, so it's not super easy to get there, but it's fine. Then I want to make sure I plan what I have. So that's where I'm at. I've been messing with making yogurt, and I think I mentioned that, and all these different things. So if you are interested in knowing what I'm doing for my family health-wise, please go visit my Instagram. It's listed below, and just take a look at the pictures. I'm also, we're working on our gardens, and I can't necessarily stand the heat outside, but I can go out in the cool of the evening or early in the morning. And my husband was so cute. He was at work here on our property in his office, and he saw me outside in that morning, because I wake up in the morning, I used to get a cup of coffee, or now it's my golden milk tea. I go walk outside and look at all the plants while it's cool and drink my morning hot beverage. And he was just like, it just made my heart so happy to see you do it. And I was like, well, I've been doing this for a while, buddy. You just happened to walk outside while you were on a call. So anyways, but this is what we're doing. My next big plan this week, besides getting I've got to work a little bit this week, and then I've got to work on some of our tax prep. But then it's to get I've gotten everything in, finally, everything. It was just such a miracle. I got all my hydroponic supplies in, and I've already got a lot of it set up. But I've started putting the clay pebbles in, and I've got my little wool planting squares and all of that. But now I have to sit down and plan, because that's where my lettuce is going to be. I'm going to start some more chives, because chives are oh gosh, I always forget this. Annual or perennial, the one that can always stay in the bed. So I have some of those on the porch, and some on the in one of the little garden sacks that we made little raised bed garden sacks. They're really great. And we have tons and tons of peppers, tons and tons of tomatoes. I've already got squash on the blossom on my summer squash, and I'm sure I've got zucchini, but it's all up underneath the leaves. It just protects them. It's so great how God made these plants to grow. And when you lift up the leaves, which my husband's like, put a stick in there, because of rattlers, the leaves cover everything, so it keeps it nice and beautiful shaded, and you just lift them up and it's just solid blossom. It's amazing. And on the blossoms come the fruit, or the zucchini or the squash, the summer squash. So I'm super excited to get that. And I planted an acorn squash, and it's growing. And lots of yarrow, lots of medicinal herbs have been planted. And my husband and I were talking about, I had watched a video on a family that did lavender fields, and where we lived in the hill country before, there was a lavender farm, and we have empty pasture land. And my husband's like, "Do you want to convert it into lavender?" And I said, "No, because we don't drain well, so we'd have to really think through how we would do this." And so, if we wanted to do anything like that, and I enjoy it, but he's the one that can handle the heat. I can't right now, and I know it's part of my autoimmune, yes, but it's part of being sick. So, but we'll see. Right now, I'm just enjoying what we have. I've got, all kinds of things going in buckets, and I've got my bamboo in there, and I'm going to have to stake some more because everything's growing like crazy everywhere. Boy, I've got some melons that are going crazy. I've got little beans on the vine, and I've got to read when I need to harvest those, and just things like that. I've never grown beans before or had them come up, so this is like a whole new thing. So I've got peas and beans, so I want to make sure how I do it. I also have, like I said, I've got beans going, and I've got purple whole peas, and I've got black beans, pinto beans. I do have white beans coming to plant, and they're all heritage. So those right now are in buckets, and I'll have to weed them and thin them out because I condensely planted the seeds, and now I want to see where I can spread them, and but I didn't plant enough to like take care of our family. I planted enough to basically have enough seeds for next year and maybe a meal, and I want to give them to my kids and that kind of a thing. So it's not bad. We're learning a lot. It's too hot for lettuce and spinach outside and kale, so I'm going to do some of that inside. I'll do some herbs inside, like cilantro. It's too hot for cilantro here, things like that. So that's really where my head's at right now. I'm hoping now that finally everything came in, I can get that started. And yeah, and so that's where we're at. And we are so thankful to God. If we could find cheaper ways to put more beds in, we would put more beds in. The soil is just a blessing that we picked up. It's an organic composted soil, and it has been phenomenal. So much that I send a friend of my picture. She's like, "Where did you get your soil?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I tell her, and our son-in-law and daughter have come over that one day before Mother's Day, and they were like, "Where did you get the soil again?" So I think everybody's learning that we've always used like junky soil, and we are learning a lot right now by using the good stuff. So, and this is really rich soil. It's their superior soil. It's, the whole thing. It's composted. It's just amazing. So it stinks, but it's still good. So anyways, so that's what we've been doing. I'm trying to get further and further away from Amazon, more and more back into our local economy. I'm trying to only support small businesses when it comes to any kind of orders online as best as I can. And yeah, that's just where I'm at. So support your local small businesses. I cannot tell you how badly they're hurting. Support, and I hate to say it, the big companies like, Ford, all the car companies, they are all hurting right now. It is unbelievable how much they're hurting. So, and a lot of those came through. I know GM, Ford, I'm sure I'm missing some, but they converted their factories to make supplies during COVID. So, pray for those companies that really tried. And there was some really bad press around, some of that. But in the end, they still came through. They still made things that supported and, all of that. So we need to pay attention to those companies that stepped up in the emergency and were helping out. And, yeah, it's one of the reasons I have not left my phone company right away. Even though it's horrible coverage, we've waited. We're going to switch our phone company, But anyways, so long story short, that's where I'm at. My focus is on health and what I can do to help others, and that's it. And trying to get us within a budget, and it's hard because my husband's salary was cut. And, by God's grace, there were other things that kind of stepped in and fell in our laps, and so those were blessings. But it doesn't mean they're not talking about bringing the salary back up yet, and they can't. Things aren't happening. So for their company, they're working the whole time. My husband commented, he said, "I've never worked so much in my life, in as long a days." And I said,